In this video, I have personally written 3 different geo-travel puzzles for GPT-4 to solve. GPT-4 has of course never seen these puzzles in the dataset, so will it be able to travel around the world and find our final destinations? Let's find out. The first thing we start with is priming the model and give it a persona and a role, so you can see we are on GPT-4. Ignore all previous instructions. Here is your new role and persona. You are a geography and travel expert. Your task is to write step by step where you are traveling when given instructions. Acknowledge this with yes and stay idle. Yes. Okay. Here are your instructions. So let's have a listen to our challenge.
You start your journey in cold Oslo in Norway. You board a plane and fly 2 hours south and land on the closest big airport. Here, you change plane and fly 8 hours towards west and land on a big airport. You step into a cab and drive into the center of the city. You buy some tickets and get on the boat that will take you to a small island. Here, you buy a hot cup of coffee, sit down on a bench, and marvel at a statue. Where are you now?
Okay, so this is maybe like the easiest challenge I created, so let's take a look and see if GPT-4 can find our final destination. Okay, so let's take a look here now. So remember, the final destination was the Statue of Liberty on Liberty Island, right? So let's take a look at step number 1 here. So starting in Oslo, you fly 2 hours south. You will likely end up at Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. Yes, that was perfect, exactly where we were going. From Amsterdam, you fly 8 hours west. Considering the flight duration, you most likely arrive at John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York City. Perfect. You take a cab into the center of the city, which would likely be Manhattan. Yes, in Manhattan you buy tickets and take a boat to a small island. The most famous island is with a statue nearby is Liberty Island. You buy a hot cup of coffee, sit down on the bench and marvel at the statue. So you are now on Liberty Island, New York, USA, in front of the Statue of Liberty. Perfect, so that's one challenge down. So this was the easiest one. Let's move on to our second. And that is gonna be this one. Let's have a listen to the puzzle.
You leave late at night to get on the red eye from New York. You fly straight west, and 6 hours later you land on a big airport. Here you change plane and fly 5.5 hours southwest and land. Here you rent a beautiful sailboat and sail with a speed of 6 knots for about 20 days straight south. Upon arrival, you rent a smaller boat and drive 5 kilometers southeast. You go down to the beach, remember why you got married, and buy a big pina colada. Where are you relaxing now?
Okay, so this is gonna be quite interesting. Can it find Honeymoon Island? Let's find out. Okay, so let's take a look here. We do this step by step, right? So you leave late at night for a red-eye flight from New York. You would likely arrive in California, possibly LA. Okay, so that was our planned destination, Los Angeles. From the Californian airport, you fly 5.5 hours southwest. This will take you to a location in the South Pacific, likely landing in Hawaii, Honolulu. Yep, perfect. You then rent a sailboat and sail straight south at a speed of 6 knots for 20 days. This would take you near equator, potentially near the Line Island or the Cook Islands. Okay, so that's good. We were actually going to the Cook Islands, so that's very precise. You rent a smaller boat and drive 5 kilometers southeast. This may be a nearby island in the vicinity of the Line Islands or the Cook Islands. You go down to the beach, remember why you got married, and buy a big pina colada. Okay, so we didn't catch the thing I tried to put in there. Remember why you got married. So I kind of hope that reminded or give some kind of hint that it might be the Honeymoon Island, but I guess that didn't work. But it got really close though. It got to the Cook Islands. The Honeymoon Island is in the vicinity of that. So I gotta say, it was almost 100%. I would give it like 90%. Very impressive. Now, let's do our final ultimate challenge.
You wake up early in the stunning city of Paris. You take the underground to Charles de Gaulle and board a plane. The plane flies 2 hours southeast and lands at a big airport. Here, you step onto a train and travel 32 minutes into the city, so you can catch another train. The next train you board rides about 11 hours northwest along the coast and ends up in a small state. Here, you rent a car and drive 25 minutes further west to the airport. You board another plane and fly about 15 hours straight south and land at another big airport. Here, you change planes again and fly 14 hours straight east. You get on a train and ride about 13 minutes into the city center, where you marvel at the famous white building with a cold drink in your hand. Where are you now?
So, do you think you could have solved this puzzle? Let me know in the comments below. But anyway, let's see if GPT-4 can find the Sydney Opera House. Okay, so this was quite interesting. This was very strange. So, it started perfect, right? You start in Paris, France. You take a 2-hour flight southeast and land at a big airport in Rome. Yes, that's correct. You then take a 32-minute train ride into Rome city center to the Roma Termini to catch another train. Perfect. You board a train and travel 11 hours northwest along the coast and arrive in Monaco. Yes. You rent a car and drive 25 minutes further west to Nice airport. Perfect. Here it goes. You board a plane and fly 15 hours straight south, arriving at Buenos Aires, Argentina. That's just horribly wrong. But you change planes and fly 14 hours straight east, landing in Sydney. So we ended up in Sydney anyway. That was a bit strange. Finally, you take a 30-minute train ride into the city center. You are now in Sydney, marveling at the famous white building, the Sydney Opera House, with a cold drink in your hand. I guess we didn't arrive at Cape Town, so I could only give this about 90%. But overall, I'm pretty happy about how this turned out. I think it solved it very good. I think I gotta come up with some more challenging puzzles, right? Please give me some ideas in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching. Have a great day.